When you shoot at people, they generally get pissed off and shoot back. You're put in positions where, you're mainly there to save lives. And sometimes you can't. I got diagnosed with neurocognitive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder from repeated blast exposures. There was a void, and I didn't know where it was. I've got a sense of belonging again.
I am Kenny Kim, and my mission is to travel the world, find people, and share their stories of redemption. I'm here in Charleston, chasing a story of a decorated war veteran who is using the mats to help him find new life after 23 years with the U.S. Air Force. My friend Kirt's gonna show me around the city and take me out for some great food. And I'm going to teach and train at Malachy Friedman's gym, Black Label.
My name is Malachy Friedman. I'm a Ricardo Laborio black belt. So I opened my gym, Black Label Martial Arts, 7 years ago. Luckily enough, I came to Charleston and I was well received, and I get to do what I love, which is teach. I know that a lot of times people can look at the one with the most potential, but it's the person that you didn't expect that surprises you. And if you put time into every person, you'll really see the potential come out of somebody. So when Dan first came in, he was really adamant about that he couldn't be in confined spaces with people. He couldn't be around loud noises. His memory was very short, so he had short memory. And so you see, okay, PTSD has really affected this man in a real way. And I think it was the first time that I saw something to that extent.
I've noticed over a couple of years, I've gotten a little more confident about coming to class. And first, I didn't like the big crowds, but then, it turns into a lifestyle, and I'm thankful for this gym, thankful for the coaches here and all the other mentors I have that take me under their wing.
I really enjoyed hearing the history of Charleston from Kirt. He took me all over downtown. We went to see the beautiful houses on Rainbow Row, and then he took me to this place called Philadelphia Alley, which some people say is haunted. Maybe because of all the famous duels that took place there. Then we went to the oldest house in Charleston.
So this is the Pink House. It survived the hurricanes, the earthquakes, the fires that Charleston's had. So it's one of those historic markers, probably built in the late 1600s to maybe early 1700s. I'm hoping to show Kenny some of the nice restaurants we also have in town. It's known as a foodie town here in Charleston, and we're known for the shrimp and grits.
I'm here with Kirt, about to have some food. About to meet Dan. He's on his way with Malachy.
What's going on?
Hey, Dan.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, man.
Nice to meet
Malachy.
you.
Good to see you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat.
What about you?
Hey, good to see you.
Malachy.
My buddy Kirt.
You ready for some shrimp and grits?
Oh, yeah.
I heard this restaurant is known for that, right, Kirt?
So you guys are gonna like this place. Charleston's known for their shrimping industry. I know they have shrimp and grits here, but I want the chef to do his style of shrimp and grits, so I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I'm excited about the food, but I'm also excited to finally visit your gym, and see what you got going on over there. I know you got a great program over there. You got a bunch of excited students, and of course, they got a great professor like yourself. Tell me what you got going on.
We have a really good culture there, and that's why when I reached out to you, I said, I have this guy who's gonna be perfect for the video. This is Dan. And Dan's experience is pretty much unlike anybody else's.
Thanks again for having me, Kenny. I did 23 years in the military. In that 23 years, I did 11 total deployments. And when I retired in 2019, I was trying to find, some kind of outlet, and just couldn't find it. And one day I checked out Black Label Martial Arts. The rest is history. So I found a spot now, a place I can call home for, adjusting the way I need to adjust.
Well, you're lucky because you got to be in an environment with a professor, a coach like Malachy, and an environment that he has at his gym, because, some people don't get to, on their first try especially, have that. And I'm happy that you found something that could kind of help you to cope with anxieties and pains, whatever you may have.
Yeah, so meeting Kenny for the first time was incredible. I'm really excited to learn from him later. It's a heck of an opportunity. Looking forward to it.
I'm hungry. You guys hungry?
Yeah,
I'm ready to stuff my face. Whoa, here it is.
So I'm Chef Charles Arena. Welcome to Acme Lowcountry Kitchen.
We have been here for 14 years. We always try to get creative with local shrimp and fish and produce. Currently, we have 7 different shrimp and grits on the menu. We offer a Charleston, which is blackened shrimp, tomatoes, onions, and smoked sausage over regular grits, an Isle Palms, which is blackened shrimp, tomatoes and onions, and smoked sausage over truffle grits, and currently working on a couple different options as well for our new menu.
Man, the meal was epic. You guys ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's let it digest a little bit and hit the mats.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm here at Black Label Martial Arts in Charleston, South Carolina. I feel the vibe, usually when you first walk in, you can immediately feel the gym vibe. Walk in, people are smiling, they're saying hello.
I believe culture is a huge, huge thing. It makes or breaks your gym, and it is what you walk into every day. Luckily, we've become a family-oriented culture.
I'm gonna be teaching and conducting a small seminar, and we're ready to get started. Once I've shown the actual technique that I want everybody to work on, I usually walk around critiquing the moves as they're doing it, and they have questions, I can answer that for them. That's the, I think, most important part about not only a seminar or any kind of class is that interaction, that positive interaction, that positive energy that we're trying to feed while we're doing this.
So I woke up this morning really excited to have an opportunity to learn from Kenny Kim and get a chance to roll him and learn something new. Building that confidence to get better at this martial art, as this is a journey. And, I take it one day at a time. I'm not in a rush because I found something for me that works.
We weren't sure if Dan was going to make it because he came in with all these stipulations of what's going on with him. I think Dan just did the same thing that a lot of people do, and they give in. They know that they're scared. They know that they're fearful. They know that they have these issues. And the coaches are like, well, try. And luckily enough, Dan was that person and has made huge leaps and changes in his life.
I'm rolling with Dan. Obviously, Dan is a beginner, but he's coming at me, so I'm keeping my composure.
I'm rolling with Kenny, and the energy that he puts out while we're rolling, it just makes you think, wow, someone at that level belt is just someone you aspire to be.
I was trying to tire him out, but hey, he has a pretty good cardio, He looked like he was tired, but he was hanging in there. So I had a great time rolling with him. Taught him a couple things here and there.
The good thing about rolling with the caliber of Kenny, they take care of you, and they're not gonna just break your arm and leave you on the mat and say, pick yourself up and go. They teach you something.
Hey, welcome today, guys. Clap.
When I see people here, I don't know what kind of stories they have, but to see them in here learning, smiling, and vibing that positive energy, that's why I think people benefit so much from training. Not only are you problem solving, but the physical benefits, so you're losing weight, you're sweating, your endorphins are kicking in, and then the mental benefits. They learn how to cope with their stress, they learn how to overcome obstacles.
The stuff that he showed today was pretty cool. Having the opportunity to sit down next to a black belt, as prestigious as he is, one-on-one, is just an amazing opportunity. I was working in a mechanic shop and a body shop in the city neighborhood, and I had 2 mentors there that really kind of took me under their wing. And at that point in the game, I decided I need to get out of this area and join the military and serve my country. Saw these 2 jobs I really wanted to pursue. So I pursued the first one. I became an aerial gunner on a close air support platform called a AC-130 Spectre gunship. So on that platform, we would orbit around and support special operations teams on the ground, doing anything from direct action missions to rescue missions to personal recovery, anything like that. So I did that for a while, and then decided I wanted to be the guy on the ground doing the cool stuff. So I tried out, made it through everything, and then became a tactical air control party member, TAC-P. From there, I got my qualification as a joint terminal attack controller, the JTAC, where I was authorized to call in airstrikes behind enemy lines from forward positions.
I've seen this in movies.
In close proximity to friendly forces. And that was a great job. I really loved it. I really loved the guys I worked with. It was a physical job, and you pushed it mentally and physically. The customers we supported and everything were amazing. I did 11 total deployments between both jobs in those capacities, and spent 23 years total active military service. I own a
a lawn care business and a forestry mulching business.
Okay.
And the town of Meggett out there takes good care of me. I've got a contract with them. The mayor and the town manager are always looking out for me. They really like vets. And I am blessed, to live out there and have the property we have. We've got 10 acres out there.
10 acres?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, man, that's amazing. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, well, I'd love to have you out there. If you want to come out, I'd love, welcome you over.
Yeah, of course. All right, brother, you ready to do it?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, Dan. Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out, Kenny. There.
I'm here at Dan's house. I believe he has some activities set up for me to get into, so we'll see how it goes. So, this is your property, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about it.
So it's 10 acres out here in Meggett, South Carolina. Little country town, used to be an old cabbage farm right here.
Okay.
This was all bamboo and we cleared it out, made a homestead out of it. Took a little time and that was it. We built our land from scratch. We got horses, grow our own vegetables. The wildlife is amazing. The stars at night are amazing. One thing that's truly amazing is the chicken challenge I'm about to give Kenny right now. I saw episode 1.
Oh yeah, Nashville.
It was pretty cool. I was, lived up there for a while and I was stationed up there at Fort Campbell.
Nice.
But I got a whole different chicken challenge for you today if you want to do it.
Is there a hot chicken here in Charleston?
I'll just give you a hint. It kind of has to do with a Rocky Balboa movie.
I'm kind of scared, but excited. You know what? Why don't you show me?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Can I try to catch one?
Oh yeah, I think they're over here. We'll try and find them here. There they are, right there.
Come here, chicken, chicken, chicken. There they come.
There you go, Kenny. They'll be your best friend now.
That rooster looks good. I'm not catching him. Which one's the best one? Which one's the slowest one that I can catch?
I think you can get Lucy. That's Lucy.
That one right there?
Yeah, that gold one.
Will it peck at me?
Nah, that'll be all right. You got it. What was that? You got it, Kenny. You got it, Kenny.
All right, that's it.
The video doesn't lie, but I got a feeling that the chicken challenge in Nashville went a little bit better than it's going out here in South Carolina.
So this is the old tractor right here.
This thing work?
Yes, sir.
Does it run?
You want to drive it?
Yeah.
Keys in it.
Start it up. I don't know how to drive it.
Come on, I'll give you the instructions. That's reverse.
Okay, I'm not messing with that.
Pull it back, pull it all the way back. Aim towards that compost pile. Just follow me.
Kenny's a natural on that tractor. What was really nice was I needed to move and organize that poop pile because the chickens dug it all up. So Kenny did the work for me.
Dan keeps asking me if I'm ready to ride this horse. To be honest, I have never ridden a horse before. I am terrified to get on them. But he promised me his wife Elizabeth is a professional and she'll be with me every step of the way.
Perfect.
I think you've lived on a farm before.
Maybe in my past life.
Are you good?
Good.
Kenny's up there riding Moon Pie, and good luck, Kenny. I won't even ride the dude. If I were to break it down and assimilate it, be kind of like a white belt rolling with a black belt. I'm surprised he's not kicked off by now.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for the ride. I thought you were going to chase the chicken on the horse.
Oh, no, sir. That ain't happening. I can barely sit down. Whew, what a day. That was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming out.
Well, thanks for having me. Man, beautiful home, by the way.
Thank you.
I want to hear a little bit more about Dan. Okay, so I want you to kind of tell me your background, your story, your childhood, where you grew up, and how you got into the military. Just tell me a little bit about that.
I originally grew up in Ossining, New York. My grandfather, growing up, I looked up to him. He was a Battle of the Bulge vet, World War II. He was an immigrant, so I kind of always looked up to him as, hey, I want to kind of be like that too, It's a different world.
And what we did and what we had the responsibilities to do was a totally different ball game as well. And then on the deployments, I'd come home from one deployment, and you feed off that rush of what you just did. And you get home, and that rush is gone. At first, I was just like, I just kept chasing the rush, chasing what we were doing. And as I was coming home, some of my friends in any relationships I was in would tell me, hey, you're not right, man. This. I'm like, F off. And I'm good, man. There's nothing wrong with me. I literally came home from one deployment, and in 2 weeks, I signed right back up to go on another one. Someone told me early in my career, and it's a cliche from a movie quote, was, accept the fact that you're already dead and focused on your job, and you'll do great. And I took that as advice, because the game is real. When you shoot at people, they generally get pissed off and shoot back. And, you start seeing things coming at you, or start seeing friends not there anymore, or people blow up in front of you. And it's not till later when all this ends and there's nothing there anymore that all of a sudden you start to process those things from years ago. I could remember on occasion this one particular mission, I watched these 3 innocent people get executed. And I couldn't do anything about it, only because the collateral damage behind them was civilians. And I'm sitting here watching this like, whoa, unfold, and I'm, okay, I gotta do something, because I had a drone overhead armed, and I could have ended it. However, there's always people here. I went left and right, up and down, how I can mitigate the attack angle of this missile before they did what they did. But there was nothing I could do, to help save these 3 individuals. So it had to unfold. It had to play out. And when it played out, it was pretty intense. I got the individuals that did it. We worked it. We got them. You put in positions where, you're mainly there to save lives. Sometimes you can't. And I think those are the ones that bother you the most. That kind of got to me for a while. And there was something that I was always trying to put away, and, it would come back up, resurface back up.
I can't imagine myself coming back from something like that. I've been to a dark place, but I've never been to a dark place like that. And I don't think it's just him, it's all the veterans out there. It's people who've walked that life.
There was an IED team I took out in Afghanistan, and I saw their faces when they were done. And I'll still remember, was going to bed at night thinking they're peeking in my window. And I'd jump up, grab a pistol, heart's racing. In 2018 was a wake-up call for me. My wife and I, the doctor saw something in me when I was in my annual flight physical. He said, I want to send you to get a test. So he sent me to University of Florida. I took this battery of tests. I told my wife, I said, I'll be right out in about an hour, don't worry about it. Well, it was 8 hours later almost. I walked out and I was just smoked. It's like rolling with a black belt. But I walked out and I was like, man, that was a wake-up call. I got diagnosed with neurocognitive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder from repeated blast exposures and trauma exposures. When I went through some therapy for it and everything else like that, finally able to process, what you did, kind of categorize it in your brain. And that was the whole purpose behind it. One night I took a phone call from a buddy of mine, told me he was gonna blow his head off. I started talking him out of it. Then he told me, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and blow my family's heads off, this and that, and I don't want them to be without me. So quickly I had to grab my wife's phone, call 911, and say, hey, look, this guy needs help. I'm on the other line with him. And I stayed on the phone with him until they came. I told him to put his gun up. I think there's a lot of combat vets that go through that. One day someone told me this is all gonna end. And what are you gonna do when it ends? And I said, I ain't gonna end. I'm gonna keep doing it, man. I'm gonna keep, well, it ended. And there I was, not sleeping, angry all the time, high blood pressure, high other blood counts. And then within the first few months of Jiu Jitsu, all that comes down. Where I'm sitting there struggling on a mat, and I ain't got nothing on my mind, but hey, I gotta survive. For these 5 minutes while we're rolling, reset, do it again. Man, I might have the bad anxiety night, not sleep, be distant from my wife, or be distant from anybody else. Go to Jiu Jitsu and it's like, gone. You had this for 2 decades, this rush, you had this purpose. Now you no longer have it. And that's the biggest thing you're trying to find, reaching in the dark almost, and I think with jiu-jitsu, it's helped flick a light switch on for me. We all kind of look out for each other. I think that's what it is too.
Everybody's got each other's back.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed in my career, I lost empathy. I became numb with a lot of things. And it was because you didn't process things. You saw and did things and you continued mission and you didn't have time. One thing what jiu-jitsu does too is I've noticed there's some empathy coming back. I'm 46. I got into it when I was 44. I wish I'd gotten into it 20 years ago. I've got a sense of belonging again. There was a void and I didn't know where it was. Just from trying different types of things, anywhere from therapies to medications or whatever, jiu-jitsu's been the top remedy.
Dan is a miracle story. And I think that other people can be a miracle story too if they make that one step into the gym.
For him to walk into a jiu-jitsu gym and have people come up to him, help him, put him under their wings, he felt accepted. He felt that brotherhood that he was missing while he was serving. He found a new family. That story itself is what Mat Made is all about. They're being made again on the mats.
It feels great to share my story, my experiences with Kenny. It gets the message out there. I thought I was the only one sometimes, and I'm sure there's a million guys thinking that they're the only one, or a million gals thinking they're the only ones, but you're not. And this was a great experience to get it out there and be a mouthpiece, for combat veterans, in this community.
This weekend in Charleston was truly historical. I want to say thank you to my old friend Kirt for being the greatest host and a tour guide anyone could ask for. Chef Charles, you literally made the best shrimp and grits I have ever tasted. Shout out to Moon Pie for helping me conquer my fear of riding horses. And to my new friend, Dan Bierne, and all other veterans out there, I want to say thank you to you and your families for your service to our country.